to my welcome to English Pro Club meeting. And Mrs. Danielle, can we start now?
Yes, we can. So, all right. So it's so good to see everyone. I'm so excited to see some new faces. Some cases just see some new names. Hopefully, I will see your faces. Um, so I am trying something new today. I don't know why it never occurred to me, but I got an adapter for my Ethernet cable so I can actually plug in my laptop. So I'm hoping that will help with the signal a little bit so I won't cut out as much. Thank you, Risky. All right, so I see Owen, Risky, Efto. Wonderful, thank you. Um, so I was thinking today I'm going to talk about a little bit about gerunds because I mentioned them last meeting and it's just a fun word to say. And gerunds function a lot like nouns, so we'll talk about nouns. Then talk a little bit about persuasive writing again, because I know it's on the calendar to do like persuasive speaking in the near future, and the writing will tie into that. And then we'll have some time. I figured maybe we could all go around and introduce ourselves again, since we do have a new group, and my husband will be joining us because I needed a willing participant to try the durian, so you can practice persuading him. Um, so got to do something fun, right? So that is what I was thinking we could do today. So pay attention, but also kind of psych yourselves out to share. And like my husband's not scary, so like don't be afraid. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and get my PowerPoint started. Yes. Oh, where'd I go? Oh, here we go. Okay. What? Oh, wrong share. Present. I was like, okay. Yes. All right. So, okay. So, if this loads, we are going to talk about gerunds, nouns, and persuasive writing. Kind of an interesting hodgepodge or mixture. I see my second slide's not loading. Any day now. But basically, a gerund is a verb that functions as a noun. Um, Fun times. Well, it's okay. I guess we will get to listen instead of reading. But the fun thing is like if you're asking yourself, is this a gerund or is it like just a verb? It will always end in the ing ending. Um, So not everything that ends in ing is going to be a gerund, but your gerunds will always end in ing. And I have not found an exception because I know English is always like this rule, this rule, this rule, and then there's always an exception to the rule. So it's like, is it really a rule though? Oh, I'm still got some feedback. So in this case, so some example sentences would be swimming. Here it is, finally. Swimming is my favorite sport. And if you look at that, like swimming is typically a verb, but in our sentence here, swimming is actually the subject. And so that's kind of, it's being used as a noun. It's being used as an object. Um, I put this on the wrong side, but a noun, remember, is a person, place, thing, or idea. So kind of keep that in mind when we're talking about this. So in this, swimming is not an activity or an action or it is an activity. Sorry. It's not an action in this sentence. It's actually acting as the subject. And so it's not going to be a verb. It's going to be a gerund. Same, getting up early is a good habit. Or after taking a bath, she felt fine. So in that example, felt is actually going to be like the verb, but taking is being used as a noun. All right. Ooh. Okay. I need to slow down just a little bit. Had my caffeine this morning, so. And then a gerund will follow the same rules as a noun. And we'll talk about what some of those rules are here in a minute. And the gerund is not the same as the present participle. Remember a couple weeks ago, and of course, most of you will not remember unless you were watching the video afterwards. We talked about the different verb tenses, past, present, future, and then like broke them up into like, oh, it was like there were like 12 tenses. It was almost crazy. And so a gerund is not the same as the present participle or the present tense of the verb. And I have 2 example sentences here. Snowboarding is a winter sport. Once again, snowboarding is the subject. So it's acting, it's going to be a gerund. Whereas in the next sentence, right now, the athlete is snowboarding. Snowboarding is an action in this one, right? Because it's what the athlete is doing. And so that case, it's the present participle or the verb. I have to be careful because those verb tenses like, yeah, I have to be careful because present participle is technically a little bit different than the verb tense, but for our purposes, they're similar. All right. And then if you have to, like, if you're trying to figure this out, which I don't know if you'll ever actually need to worry about it, if to figure out, is this a gerund or is it a verb or the present participle, you would just swap it out with a different noun and ask yourself, does the sentence still make sense? So let's say for a noun, cat. We all like cats. Cat is a winter sport. Or right now, the athlete is cat. Neither of those make a lot of sense because cat is not a sport. But in the sentence, it sounds a lot better. Cat is a winter sport, right? Because right now, the athlete is cat does not sound good. And I know that doesn't really help a whole lot if you're not too comfortable with the English language or haven't had the benefit of hearing a lot of English. But yeah, so that's that. And so just remember a gerund is a verb that functions as a noun and will always end in the ing. So it's always going to be swimming, getting, taking, reading, as long as it's being used as the subject and not the action in the sentence. You can kind of think about it that way. And there are some like rules for nouns. I don't know. Nouns are pretty basic and pretty simple, I feel like, in the English language. It's like, because they don't undergo a lot of change, whereas like verbs, okay, there's a lot going on, but nouns, you know, you have pronouns and common nouns, proper nouns. But that's pretty, like, I don't know, simple, I feel like, compared to like verbs and everything else. But so like I said, a noun is a word used to name a person, place, thing, or idea. And there are some nouns that will always be in the singular form. So even if there's more than one, they'll still be singular. And those, you know, for us, it's machinery, wood, furniture, poetry, luggage, money. We don't say monies, it's money, knowledge, etc. Excuse me. And these all refer, you know, like to they can refer to multiple items. Like if I say I have to go stack the wood, like for the wood burning fireplace, which y'all don't need. I'm going to be stacking more than one log for that. You know, the example, the movers delivered our furniture on Monday. That could be a single chair, or it could be, you know, the dining room table, the chairs, the couch. So it's always singular, but it can refer to more than one thing. So there are some exceptions, or like Emily Dickinson has written amazing poetry. Obviously, she has written more than one poem. And so we're talking about the collection of her works. And then on the converse, some nouns are always in plural form. So it's kind of the opposite there. And examples for that are cattle, police, trousers, or pants. I think I took this from like a British list because most of us say pants over here. Eyeglasses, fireworks, bowels, which are the same as like guts, like um, vegetables, etc. And so in this case, like I can use police, like call the police, and I may be referring to calling one person from the police department. Or if I go to the store to buy a pair of pants, I am buying one pair. Well, probably not because, there'll be a sale or something. But the idea, or if I need to find my glasses, I'm referring to one set of eyeglasses. And so, like, the farmer uses cattle guards to keep his cow safe. Uh, or her eyeglasses were on top of her head. And so, just kind of some examples there. And then this one's fun. Some nouns have the same form in both singular or plural form. And that's examples are sheep, fish, family, crew, species, deer is another one. It's like I saw a deer grazing in the field, or we drove past a herd of deer. It's the same. It's the same. And so, for examples, I have there are many fish in the sea, but then he only caught one fish today. So it's just kind of one of those things to practice and to immerse yourself more into the language and to become familiar, through listening, to the music or watching, the TVs and like reading, just to hear what sounds right and to become familiar with what is used in the singular, what's used in the plural, things like that. Oh, there's more rules for nouns. Okay. Just taking a moment to load. If you are using the phrase like one of, neither of, either of, or each of, you will use the plural noun after that. So if I say one of my friends is an engineer, or neither of them will come, I do not want to say one of my friend is an engineer because that makes no sense. And I don't want to say, here we go, come back. I also don't want to say neither of they will come because that doesn't sound good. And it doesn't make sense. So when you're using, oh, come on, guys, we almost had it. I wants to skip a slide here. When you're using one of, neither of, either of, each of, you're going to use the plural form of the noun afterwards. And then some nouns will look plural, but they will have a singular meaning. There we go. And these examples are summons, news, physics, mathematics, measles, ethics, etc. Usually a summons, when you get called to jury duty, you get a summons. So it's one piece of paper in the mail saying, hey, you have to come to court. So it's a singular thing, but here it looks plural because it ends in the S. And we have taught ourselves it ends in S, it's plural, which is generally true in this case. Or like news. And like, it's actually a bad example because news, when you watch news, you're watching like local news and sports and weather. So I kind of feel like it is plural, but we never call it new because that's a completely different word. And physics, of course, is the study of, well, physics, but like the physical world, gravity, etc. So there might be more in that. Mathematics, I mean, you could argue is more than one thing because you have arithmetic and algebra, calculus are kind of different on what we lump them all together. But yeah, so she was homesick with the measles. She was homesick with one illness, the measles. Or grandma stayed up late to watch the news. So it looks plural, but is referring to one thing. And then some nouns will look singular, but have a plural meaning. And we see some of the examples we used earlier here. We have children, cattle, infantry, police, etc. So a lot of times, like when we say cattle, we are thinking of many cows. We can use it to say cow, but we're thinking of a lot. Or children. It looks maybe because like we're so used to seeing the S to signify plural that we see children, and if you're not used to that word, you might think, oh, okay, so it's one, but no, because that's child. Infantry refers to a whole unit. Well, actually more than a whole unit, like in the military, etc. So Mr. Smith had 20 children in his gym class, and so that's my example there. And then some nouns have different meaning when used in the singular form versus the plural form. So example, if kind of already gave an example of news and new, like, you know, news is something, well, it's the news you watch to be informed, but the new is the condition of an item that you purchase. Or example, good and goods. I have a good cat. I am going to the store to buy the dry goods. So have fun with English, guys. Like, oh man, our words. Or force and forces. You know, like, trying to remember. Oh, yes. So, because it has multiple here, but like force, like the act of gravity on something, or force equals mass times acceleration, you know, the pressure there. But then forces can refer to military troops. And so some things just to keep in mind there is just that they can have different meanings just with one letter. And sometimes, you know, bowl, was it bow? Oh yeah, like bow and bow. Like so you have the bow for your hair, and then you have a bow and arrow. So, and that's, there's no change in letters. Sorry, guys. English. All right. A couple things I noticed in the papers for the essay contest, and I don't know if those have been announced yet. I'd be curious to know how everyone placed, but I do. Those of you who that did do the essays, I was able to judge a little bit, be one of the judges. I do want to maybe email you with some notes to further improve your writing, where your individual weaknesses were. I do need to read over them again because I made like mental notes for myself. But a couple things I noticed that were kind of uniform in the writers was a lot of hoax, and sometimes that needed to be hoaxes. So if you're writing about a specific hoax, this kind of ties in with our nouns here. If it's a specific hoax, you can use the singular form of hoax, you know, like talking about, you know, if there's a particular news article circulating that, you know, the COVID vaccine is killing everyone, be like, this hoax, singular. But if you're talking about just like all the hoaxes in general, like there is a ban on hoaxes, then you would use the plural, hoaxes. That being said, I noticed like sometimes it was hoax news, and that's okay then. If you're going to say hoax news, then you can do the singular and still refer to the whole collection, because news is sometimes singular, but it's also kind of plural because we say news and we mean like all the news. But if you take off the news and you still want to refer to a group of hoaxes, then you would make the hoaxes plural, if that makes sense. We use fake news a lot here. So it was kind of weird reading hoax all the time, but I do like actually hoax because I think it better defines it and better characterizes it compared to what we have going on here. And another thing is I noticed some people called it social medias, but media is the plural form of medium. So media is already plural. So if you're referring to Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, social media covers it. Um, and you don't, and you can use social media for singular or plural because that's just what we do. Like, so those are the two things I wanted to cover from the papers while we were here too, and that kind of ties into nouns and when to make it plural, when to make it singular. And okay, and now we can play. Okay, so you'll have to tell me if you think it is a gerund or a verb. All right, so do you enjoy going to football matches? Oh, wait.
I think number one is Juron.
Gerund. Yes.
Am I correct?
I forgot the answer.
Oh, okay.
I'm. Oh, now I feel dumb. Okay. Like I got these examples and I'm like, yes, I'm gonna do this. Get people talking. So we can look at this though. So oh man, I knew there's something. No. Oh, yeah, I'm thinking if I look at this and I can't find the original, because in this sentence, I'm gonna say you is the subject and going is gonna be the action. So I feel like it's a verb. Did I really, guys, I'm feeling really, okay, hang on. Do you enjoy going to football? Have you ever considered going to another country? That's it. What time did you finish eating breakfast? Do you want to stay at? Well, that's obviously a verb. Right. So if I were to replace this with a simple noun, do you enjoy chair to football matches? Without the ing, it sounds really dumb. So I'm going to say it's a verb. And I feel like shoot, you guys, I feel like I didn't do a single gerund in any of these sentences. I feel silly. Getting up early. Oh man. Okay, so I actually did a bad thing here because they're all verbs. But yeah, I knew I left something undone. So yes, like swimming is my favorite sport. In this one, I'm not actually swimming. So that would be the gerund. But in all these other sentences, like I am going to the football game, or I am actually physically going to another country, well, thinking about it at least. So I'm sorry, I made bad examples. I knew there was something I left undone, but I couldn't remember what it was. Turns out it was this PowerPoint right here. I feel dumb. Okay. English, you guys. It's fun for native speakers too. Oh, I thought 5 was she hadn't finished her writing yet. Well, actually, that's a good point, Gary. Let me see. She hasn't finished cat. Maybe I didn't. So being made. Well, actually, I think, okay. So going to football matches, the action here is go. So that would be a verb. And I think going to another country is still a verb. To finish eating breakfast. So I think five might. She hasn't finished writing her report yet because you can go to cinema. Not doing well here. Eating bread is bad for people's health. Yeah. Yeah. So I think in this case, like the action would be finished because she hasn't finished her report. So I think number 5 is a gerund. But I don't know why I would put 2 with going and not one of them being a. Oh, and I think 2. Okay, guys, I really messed this up. So what do we think about number 2? Have you ever considered going to another country? We call this in America a blonde moment. So in this case, I think considered would be our action, and then going could be the gerund. What time do you finish eating breakfast? All right. So, but in number 4, we see to stay, and it does not end in the ing, and so we automatically know like that is the the verb. It's like the verb form, so it's not acting as a noun. So, but so gerunds are fun. English is fun. So that's nice to know that they exist. And sometimes you might see that if you ever have to diagram a sentence and be like, wait, but this is a verb, but it's not. Well, now you know why. So gerunds are verbs that act as nouns. They follow all the rules of nouns. And they will always end in the ing. And that's when, like, I know English, we have these rules, and like sometimes it's like, okay, but here's an exception, and here's an exception. Like, I have not found an exception for a gerund that ends in ing. So, like, I mean, for it not to end in ing. So at least that's nice. At least there's something concrete in that. So let me, oops, I hit the wrong. Give a second here. So I apologize that my example is kind of, I knew I was supposed to write down the answers, so I remember what I was doing, and I forgot. Okay. So were there any questions over like nouns or gerunds before we touch on persuasive essays again?
No, I have no question.
No question. Okay. Not after I messed up all the examples. No. All right. If you do have questions, you can put them in the chat box. We can go afterwards. You can put it in Messenger, or you can Google it because we have the technology now. Just whatever. But so I know we touched a little bit on persuasive essay way back months ago when we started. and kind of contrasted between persuasive and argumentative essay. And with the public speaking coming up, if you guys are still doing that, persuasive essay and giving persuasive speech are going to be very similar. Obviously, one is just written, the other one's kind of just gonna speak instead, but same kind of format, same kind of work done for both. And so just remember, the goal with a persuasive essay is to persuade the reader to agree with your point. So like with your argumentative essay, you are trying to prove that you're right. Whether they agree with you or not, you don't care. You're just trying, I mean, not like mean, but you're just trying to prove I am right. I am correct in my point. Whereas your persuasive essay, you really want them to agree with your viewpoint. So like your argumentative essay and like your debate, you need to research the opposing view. Your persuasive essay, you can address it if you want to, but it's not necessary. It's going to be more informal, more relaxed. You know, debate will have rules and stuff, but just like giving a speech, you don't have to, I mean, go back and forth and have the moderator and the time limit and like first rebuttal, second rebuttal. Blah. You can just give your speech, which will be nice. And it does not require extensive research. You do still want to do research and be informed on the subject, but with the persuasive essay, you can make an emotional appeal, use emotion and facts. Whereas with like your argumentative essay, with your debate, you use just the facts, you know, like these facts show that I'm right. But with the emotional essay, you can put that heart tug in there, you know, pull at the heartstrings, and you still want to be factual, but you don't have to rely 100% on your facts. So like if I were writing an essay on drunk driving, an argumentative essay, I would list the stats of, you know, deaths in America from drunk driving in 1 year. But if I were doing the persuasive essay, I might, you know, talk about a family or a child who was killed in drunk driving, you know, and include like their story, you know, and you know, that would be sad, and it would appeal to the emotional side too, and not just the logical side. So it's a little bit easier. So when you're writing your persuasive essay, you're going to choose your position, right? And then, so whether you're for something or against something, you know, you'll have your topic and your subject, and then you want to choose your position. And then from there, though, you want to understand your audience. So if I was going to be giving this speech or writing this essay for the group, we have a group called MADD, MADD, and I honestly don't know if they're still a thing or not. There's also SAD, SADD, and it's in an acronym, and it's Mothers Against Drunk Driving or Students Against Drunk Driving. And so if I were giving my essay or my speech, my persuasive speech in front of this group, I'd be like, okay, well, the group is already against drunk driving. So I'd already know that they're like for me, versus if I were going to a college fraternity, right? And I mean, fraternities are usually known for lots of partying, lots of drinking. I might have to take a different approach to talk to them about drunk driving. So I want to understand my audience and know like what their understanding is of the problem. Obviously, the first group, the Mothers Against Drunk Driving, already understand that it's a problem. Whereas the college frat kids, they're young, they party, they drink. And there's also a thing with youth. It could never happen to me. And so I would have a different approach based off of my audience. Then you want to do your research. So like I said, Um, it doesn't have to be as extensive as your argumentative essay, because you are allowed to have an emotional appeal, but you do still want to have some facts in there, some truth. So you can provide, statistics on the number of people killed in drunk driving accidents every year. But you can also, include the story about little Joey who was, killed by a drunk driver. Or, the drunk driver who killed little Joey and how he like hates his life now, whichever. But you can kind of write that in there as that more emotional appeal as well. Then see. So like obviously if we look up the rates, how often people die from drunk driving versus like I don't know, how many times people get pulled over for DUIs or something. Obviously, like the DUI, that's important because the driving under the influence. So like how many people get pulled over, that's important. But like if they get pulled over, then they haven't killed anyone. So it's not as heavy evidence as the number of people killed kind of thing. So you want to know like, okay, this is my most convincing evidence right here. And you can still use that other piece of evidence, but don't rely on it because it's not a hard hitter. So then with your speech, I kind of think about with your speech the same as writing an essay, because you're going to open it up with an introductory paragraph. The 3 to 5 sentences or so of what your paper is going to be about. So you'll have your thesis statement, which is just the sentence that says like, this is what my paper is about. About the dangers of drunk driving, or something like that. And you want it to be interesting enough to catch your reader's attention. And it doesn't have to be the first sentence, but it does need to be in that first paragraph, because that is your introductory paragraph. And so you'll introduce the readers to why you're writing this paper, and that will be your thesis statement. Same with when you're giving a speech, those first few sentences, somewhere in there, your thesis should be in there. And then you'll have the body of the essay. And so for each paragraph, you're going to focus on
Your voice is missing, miss. We can
more
hear
paragraphs.
you. Okay.
Oh, you can't hear. Oh no. Okay. Well, at least the Ethernet cable seems to be working better. It's like one time I cut out, I hope. I'm gonna go back here. So you'll want to start with your introductory paragraph. And so whether you're writing the paper or giving the speech, you'll have your introductory paragraph. And a paragraph usually is the 3 to 5 sentences, could be more. Please don't let it be less, because that's just awkward. But in that first paragraph, you want to include your thesis statement, which is just a sentence saying why you're writing this paper. Like, well, but you would word it better like, I am against drunk driving, or drunk driving. Drunk driving is reckless behavior that endangers the lives of many. That would be my thesis statement. And that needs to be in there, in that first sentence, since it's your introduction, or not sentence, in your first paragraph. It doesn't have to be the first sentence, because sometimes your paragraph's not going to sound good if you do it that way. So if you can make it flow, as long as it's in that first paragraph, that's your introductory paragraph. So your thesis statement needs to be there. And that's the same when you give a speech. Your first, in the beginning there, in your first couple minutes of the speech, you want to make sure that you can put your thesis statement in there. And you want it to be interesting, so that the readers or your audience are like, oh, that's an interesting thesis. Let me pay attention. Because, you know, we live in a day and age where people have the attention span of a goldfish, right? Because TikTok, everything's like 30 seconds or less, right? Um, so make sure, you know, it's something interesting and something that you can prove. And then after that, we'll go to the body of the essay. And each paragraph should focus on one piece of evidence or one argument. So if you have like 4 good pieces of evidence, you might have a 5, or you should have like a 6 to 8 paragraph paper, because you're going to have your introduction, then a paragraph for each piece of evidence, and then your conclusion, as sometimes you might have more to say, so that extra paragraph. So if you have to write a long paper, find yourself some good evidence, and maybe you can also address the opposing views if you need to make your word count. But like I said, with the persuasive, it's not as necessary, because you're taking the time to get them to agree with your viewpoint, not necessarily to agree that your viewpoint is right. Because sometimes people think with their feelings more than their brain. So it's like, oh, well, that sounds good, right? But not necessarily is it actually right. So that is that. And then the conclusion. So you're going to use the last paragraph to reinstate your thesis and supporting evidence. So after I say drunk driving is reckless behavior that endangers the lives of many, and I show, you know, statistics of drunk driving deaths in America, I include my sad story about little Joey, you know, who was like riding his bike in the street and got hit by a drunk driver, and now Joey's mom doesn't have a son. We all cry because it's sad, because like I write it in a sad way, not like in a factual way. And then I might have another piece of evidence against drunk driving or something like that. And then I go down to the conclusion, and I'll be like, you know, as we can see from X number of deaths, drunk driving is of just this year alone. As you can see from X number of deaths, just this year alone, drunk driving is reckless behavior that needs stopped. So I'm not using the exact same thesis, but I'm using like basically my thesis, just worded, you know, because you don't want to read the same thing over and over again. And then I'll be like, you know, little Billy, is it Billy, Joey, the boy, you know, deserve to have a chance at life or something, and wrap up my evidence, something like that. But you want to make sure that that conclusion, once again, is a paragraph. So try to get 3 to 5 sentences. You can go over the 5 sentences, like a little bit, like maybe 7 or 8 sentences, but please don't go below 3 sentences. That might just be my personal preference, but general consensus is 3 to 5 sentences. I think paragraphs less than 3 sentences look sad. That's just me though. All right, so let's see here. Ooh, okay, so, but do remember, a strong conclusion is good, important. So just reinstate your thesis, reinstate, oh my gosh, restate your thesis. And you can change the wording, obviously, but keep the same idea, but of your thesis. And, you know, same with the facts. And you don't have to go through each study, but like, as we have seen, you know, just so you're running it by the runtime, and then tie it up. And that way, you know, the reader knows it's ended, you know, it's ended. It's just neat, concluded. Yeah. So let us see. Yeah. So like I said, it's very similar. I mean, basically, if you're doing a persuasive speech versus doing an essay, very similar. very similar, just obviously one you're going to, you know, speak in front of people, the other one you're going to write, but you're still going to focus on a thesis, you know, what your point is, the evidence behind your point, and with this being a persuasive essay, you can throw in that emotional appeal. You know, it's not all facts, where our argumentative essay was all facts, you know. And then you will do the conclusion and just wrap everything up. And that way people will know they have reached the end. So I think that is it for my slide. Is there, oh, I didn't miss anything. Okay, yes, thank you. One day I will get used to technology. Probably not though. Oh, here. All right, and now the part everyone's been waiting for. Here we go. I may have to do my computer volume because I couldn't get us 2 headsets. So if we could go around and introduce ourselves, because I see some new names, some new faces, some familiar ones too, but he doesn't know anybody. So this is my husband, Michael, and we have been married 6 years in November. I'm trying to think what else there is to say. I kind of got about like half an hour left, or is it? Right. Oh, lesson. Oh my gosh. Sorry, guys. I talked too long. So introduce yourselves one by one. And then remember, we're going to convince him, persuade him to try the durian. It's freeze dried. I know it's not as good as the real deal, but it's what it is. All right. So let me make sure. Oop.
Sorry.
All right. Can you still hear me? Okay.
Yes,
Perfect.
okay.
All right. All right. So if we just want to start. All right.
Don't be bashful. Don't bite. Can I say that?
You can.
All right, folks. Don't be bashful. I don't bite.
Okay, who go first to introduce yourself? Maybe some new names like Owen or Rizky want to go first. Just introduce yourself. Your name, or, your age.
Hello everyone, my name is Owen. I'm 18 years old and I'm from Faculty of Communication. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
For the next, who goes? Okay, I will go second. My name is Rubika Himon Expo, and you can call me Expo. I am 19 years old, and I am majoring in English education. Okay. Who's next? Lisa, Gary, Sunny.
Okay. Maybe it's my time. Okay. Hello. My name is Rizky. I'm from Jakarta. I'm 19 years old and I'm from Universitas Esa Unggul. Thank you. Nice to meet you.
Yes.
Likewise. Thank you.
Okay. Who's next?
Hello,
Here we
I'm
go.
Gary Octafancia. I'm from the Faculty of Information and Technology. I usually go by Gary, but you can call me whatever you want. So yeah.
That's dangerous, sir. Very dangerous to say that to me.
Really, Gary, we can call you anything.
I mean, I don't mind at all.
See, we say in America, like, my name's Danielle, but you can call me anything, just don't call me late to supper. So oh yeah, I don't have this one. Okay. All right, so thank you. Sunny might join us again here. She had apparently microphone issues. Ooh. Does Sangda want to introduce herself?
Am I allowed to drink coffee on the show?
You can drink coffee
Okay.
on the show, honey. It's not really a show, but or is it Dinda?
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Yes.
Hi, everyone. My name is Dinda Putri Damarasi, but you can simply call me Dinda. I am 19 years old. I study public relations, and I am so sorry for not being able to turn on my camera today because I have a poor internet connection. So, yeah, but I'm so happy to meet all of you.
We're glad you could join us, so that's good.
You have pretty good
and-
English.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. And is it Malita?
Hi,
Hi.
my name is Rizgyani Junita. You can call me Lida. I'm 19 years old. I'm majoring in primary education.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Glad you could join us today.
Likewise.
So, all right.
Okay.
And let's see if Sunny can chime in too. Maybe she fixed it. Oh, no. Not
Whoa. Got something. Feedback.
no, it's just a bunch of
It's static.
static. Oh, that's the word, huh? All right. Well,
I'm gonna say both terms are right. Static feedback.
maybe she can keep trying, maybe not. But now you guys want to think about a way to pressure my husband, not pressure, sorry, persuade.
Yeah.
We're working on persuasive essays, right? Into trying the durian before we leave.
Oh, I had a question for everybody.
Oh,
just
you had a
to
question.
Break the ice for me.
Oh,
if
yeah,
you
I
don't
didn't let
mind.
him introduce himself, so
Okay.
all right.
Without any further ado, before we hit the durian persuasion, I have a question for you to break the ice. For those of you that are interested in sport, athletics, whatever you would like to call it, I'm a huge soccer supporter, football, and football in America. So, how do you differentiate between soccer and my British friends say football or association football, American football, and or rugby? That's the question. If you
Ooh.
have rugby in Indonesia.
We don't have rugby or American football in Indonesia, so we don't
Okay.
familiar with.
So football is totally football.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
And I'll put my phone away.
Yay! Give it a
I
try.
see somebody's back. Round
Can
two.
you
I
guys
hope.
hear me now?
Yes.
Perfect. Yes.
Hello, Michael. My name is Sunny. I am 20 years old. I am currently studying English language education, and I am one of the students that actually going to moving to California like later next month. Nice to meet
Okay.
you.
Yo.
Likewise. Likewise.
All right. All right. So you gotta tell. He knows I told him about trying this one time when I got to try it fresh about 10 years ago. And he's like, "Oh yeah, that's the smelly fruit, right?" But like that's about all he knows about durian. So I know like one of you told me you've never tried it. Was that you, Gary?
Yeah,
You've
yeah,
never
it was me. It
Yeah.
was me.
Yeah, so I'm hoping the rest of you have, and then you can like tell him from your experience why he should try the durian. So yeah.
Seems like he is nervous. Drinking water first before trying the durian candy.
It's actually coffee. So
Oh, coffee.
We had to get up early to take our cat to the vet, so I'm just like he's kind of tired still.
Basically had a fortnight nap. Very short.
So she's okay though. We're just getting her spayed. No kittens needed here. So I will say though, Sunny, like my friends from Indonesia, they cooked for me the other day. She made some chicken satay, and she had like ABC hot sauce, like from Indonesia, and I tried some, and I almost cried. So definitely bring your hot sauce with you. Yes. All right.
That's actually not like the hottest sauce, I guess. They're like much more, they're like more spicier, I guess. It just but I think for like people from not from Indonesia, I guess that's like the spiciest, but there are more, like a lot more.
I believe it. I believe it. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
ABC hot sauce, it's like a medium level.
Medium.
we have a lot of hot sauce that more spicy than ABC.
Believe it.
Of course.
Like, and I took like more than like I was like, oh, I was just instead of trying a little bit, like I tried to try a little bit, but I ended up with more than a little bit, and I was like, this. Well. All right. So, how would you explain durian to a foreigner? You want to sniff it? Miss Charlie's over here. It's the same bag that her treats come in, kind of. She's excited. She's like, ooh.
She might dive in before me.
I'm not gonna let her eat it though. I don't trust the You're silly. Stop that. Stop that. So anybody. Everybody's kind of quiet today.
Someone's trying to steal the show here.
Yeah. Oh. Durian is king fruit, and only those who has lots of money can buy. Oh, I did not know that. Okay. So that's good to know. That is very interesting. Okay. Which is so weird that it would be expensive considering it's like grown in your region. Like, you know, here it would be expensive because we gotta import it. Because I'll have
freezer trucks and
dragon fruit. Oh, sorry, honey. I'll have dragon fruit sometimes, and that's expensive for like a little fruit, just because it's not here. So, oh, Gary wants. Oh, Efta wants to know: is the smell strong? Let's see. So, it actually. It's still
sealed. So.
And this is actually a product of Thailand. Apparently, it's what they had And it's freeze dried, so I know it's not as good as fresh. But we're gonna do it.
Okay. Here we go.
Take a whiff of that, honey.
Oh gosh. Yeah. As I suspected.
It's actually not that bad.
What is that?
Oh, this is the durian,
Oh,
but it's freeze dried.
oh yeah, yeah.
Okay, the second whiff is not my favorite.
Yeah, well, my first one was not even close. Like, you're gonna have to work really hard to get me to eat this.
Yes, I will not
I
feed the
mean,
cat
very
durian.
hard.
I will not feed the cat durian. But I will give her a kitty treat from her bag that sounds the same.
No worries, we won't give that to her.
So, now that he's smelled this,
I'm just gonna say your work is cut out for you right now.
well, they're running out of time though. Why do you think why would you tell someone to try this or to try hot spicy foods too? You know, you can
broaden the topic a little bit.
practice your powers of persuasion.
Sometimes in Indonesia we fry the durian seed, and we make them into chips. And
You
we
make them into picks, like guitar picks.
Aaron,
Wait, what?
can you repeat?
Oh, like
Sometimes
you make them into picks?
chips into
Dips.
chips.
Oh, that makes more sense because I'm like the seed is that big lobby thing, right?
Yeah.
So my English words very descriptive. Lobby. All right. Uh-oh. I'm trying to think what time it is here.
It's maybe about 10 o'clock.
Hey, it's 10.
I'm sorry for my bad English.
All right, so we're back. You should try some. It's really good. You guys are really bad at peer pressure.
I was gonna say I've had way worse for peer pressure than this. As the joke goes, I'm an ex-pro soccer ref, so you really got to work hard to convince me on something.
I feel like you should try it just to like challenge yourself. Just like try it. Well, like why not, you know? Or like just try to like impress your the audience.
Okay, we're getting there.
So challenge yourself.
Okay.
Grow. Let's see.
Okay.
Yeah. What else? You guys are quiet today.
So this is.
Or, I mean, since we're not, does anybody have any questions for Michael about America? Or American things?
Oh, I'm not the expert, but I'll try.
I know, but it's nice to have a male perspective.
Oh,
They
okay.
hear me all the time.
Okay.
So,
If you don't mind, I'm going to move my chair a little bit because I feel like I'm falling off.
oh, don't fall off.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Come on, anyone, persuade him to taste the durian.
I opened it.
It smells like the. It doesn't smell very good either.
It doesn't smell that bad.
Oh.
So.
It's like a smelling salt. If you've ever, it's very pungent. The smell. Oh, we have something that just got shot over to us.
Okay, so Gary, sports are supposed to be like identical to the word strong, right? I mean, if you can't even eat something, do you deserve to be called a sports fan? Oh, burn!
Okay, that's
Gary.
not really persuasion. That's just below the belt.
That's an emotional appeal, though. It's toying with your emotions, your ego, and your pride. And then Dinda, you should try it. My brother loves durian so much he can't never get enough of it. Ooh.
Okay.
I God. And then yeah, peer pressure, right? Yes.
Yeah. I mean,
so so I don't know. I'm really curious to see what this tastes like too, just because it is freeze dried. But you all know I'll try anything. Let's see. Risky, do you have a reason why he should try this? Oh.
Oh.
It's too hot to open windows.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or Nita, do you have a point you would like to make? It can be silly too. This isn't really serious. Mm.
Yeah, you're not really into it either.
I am into it.
I mean, the durian freeze dried.
I'm honestly really curious.
Oh.
Just what it's gonna taste like, because I remember the fruit and the texture of the fruit. Ooh.
It put you off a little bit.
It was good actually. It tasted like mayonnaise and onions, but sooner or later you'll have to eat it anyways, right? Why not do it now so the smell won't linger too long?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's okay. That argument's getting better. That appeal got a little bit better. Okay.
You ready?
I want to see if they have one more last push or appeal to try
Oh,
persuasion.
He's holding out for more persuasion, guys.
Yeah, just a little more.
I had no idea he was gonna be this difficult.
Oh, like college drink. Oh yeah, it's called eat.
Yes. He was not one of the frat boys though with the partying, so
No, I was always in bed by midnight.
yes. So I just want to put that out there now before people get the wrong idea.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. So now finals week. Finals week apparently was like last week. So
Gary's being funny and I love it.
are we winding down now? Is everybody on vacation? I know, Owen, you said you were on vacation.
Why?
Were you on vacation?
No.
No. Oh, my bad. So I must have misheard. But vacation should be starting for most of you after finals. Oh.
Okay.
Ibu Henny's getting in there, yeah.
Yeah.
So
I would say I like her last
yeah.
her last comment.
Yeah. You want to feel rich. He's married to me though, so he already feels rich.
Yeah. So you should support her so that you will be richer.
Yeah. Oh man.
Don't give it away that I have a lot of money. Wait, I don't.
Well, I mean, relatively speaking. There we go. All right.
Okay. If I'm doing it,
Do
I
it.
guess I'm gonna do
Do
it.
it. It's almost been like an hour. Is
Okay.
it? Oh, we have an hour and a half. Yeah.
Okay.
You can drag this out a little bit.
can I?
No, eat it.
Okay. I'm trying to find a small piece here. There we go. Okay. As we say, bottoms up.
Bottoms up is for not a glass. Bottoms up is for drinking. I just all right. What do you think, honey? He took a
I see a king now.
Oh.
I see king and queen.
Oh. Ah.
I forgot to bring something to spit in. But
I mean, it's very taste wise.
Get a glass of water now.
I'd rather try it for real. Freeze-dried again, but one of those I'll try it twice just to make sure I don't like it.
the fruit was better. I don't understand how we turn this into a candy though.
Yeah, that's a big question from me to you guys. How does that happen? How does that work out?
Well, they take the durian flavor and they put it in candy. Same way we make candy.
We also have durian soup.
Oh.
It's nice.
Nice,
I
right?
like durian soup.
You like durian soup?
Yeah.
Okay.
So now is it like almost like a tomato soup where it's like pureed durian, or is it chunks of durian?
Chunks of durian, right? Chunks. Mm-hmm. Chunks of
Interesting.
durian in, yeah, put it into there.
You grab my water.
Thanks,
Yeah.
honey. Yeah.
The taste and the smell will stay there for about maybe 24 hours.
Taste in our mouths.
Yeah,
24, honey. Only.
Oh, 24. Okay.
only
I'm hoping-
24 hours, so don't worry.
Also, I'm hoping the smell won't be as bad because it was freeze dried and not like an actual fruit cut open.
I see.
But maybe my nose is already blind. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure I'm nose blind already.
Yeah, we have a saying. I don't know if called nose blind, and it's, I don't know if it's an idiom. That's probably the wrong phrase, or but basically it's where like so like we have cats, right?
It's a descriptor.
And if I don't empty the litter boxes, or he doesn't empty the litter boxes, eventually the house will smell of cat litter, and all that goes with that. But when I come home, my nose won't smell it because I'm used to it. So we call it nose blind, right? So either I'm already nose blind to the smell, or since it's freeze dried, it, yeah. So durian ice cream. Ooh, we do love our ice cream.
Yes, we do.
Anything's good if you fry it, though.
Yeah.
That is.
Yeah. That's
sad. That's the sad American truth. Anything's good if you fry it.
Yeah.
Fry it, put cheese on it, or put sugar on it, and you're good to go.
Or deep fry it. It's just doing it a little bit differently in cooking methods, but yeah.
Yeah. So, well, that was a fun experience. Thank you for joining us. Let's see here. So now I see on the calendar, where did I go? There is a public speaking competition. Is that still a thing?
Yes, we will have that kind of public speaking competition, but it will be a recorded one. So the participant will record their video, okay, and then send it to us. But we are going to finish with the essay writing first because we haven't finished with the scoring. We have to wait one jury, the result from one jury. Okay. And then soon after that is announced, then we will continue with public speaking, and then after that we will end this year with a debate competition.
Okay, so you're going to go back to debate then.
Yes.
That'll be good.
Yes.
Okay. So you guys are kind of lucky though with the public speaking. You get to videotape it. You don't even have to worry about your Zoom connection. Or seeing your people.
Yeah, that's true.
That's good. That's good.
So you can.
Will you know your topics before or?
Before, yeah, we are going to tell them the topic so that they can prepare well.
That'll be good. That'll be good. So,
but for the grand final, we use Zoom meeting maybe.
Yeah, for the grand final, they have to present, right?
Yeah, to make it more competitive.
Oh, okay. So practice. If you have to look in the mirror and talk to yourself, it's okay.
Yes. So are you okay, both of you? Are you safe after eating the durian?
I mean, I feel fine.
Yeah.
You are not fainted?
We'll see.
Still here.
We'll see.
Because I myself, I cannot eat durian because of the smell. I get dizzy every time I smell durian.
And see, she didn't tell us this when she was persuading you.
Yeah.
It's kind of like I ate too much garlic now, but okay.
So
Yeah.
funny story about durian.
Yeah.
I had a kind of a friend. She likes durian a lot to
Mm-hmm.
the point that she eats too many durians that she can't even eat durian anymore right now. Like for real.
Oh,
Get drunk.
the friend.
Yeah. In here we call it durian drunk.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Mabuk
yeah,
durian. In Indonesian, mabuk durian, right?
yeah, we call it durian drunk. But yeah,
Yeah.
So if you eat a lot of durian, then you can get drunk.
I've heard about that. I think that's interesting. Like actual drunk.
Yes, actually.
Actual drunk. Like if you drink alcohol.
Like you drink too much alcohol.
Mhm.
Oh, okay. Never
Very-
knew that.
Very interesting.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
You
if
can
I ever
try.
get- I will
You can
need
try if you want to know.
Alcohol the most better of than durian, yes.
Yes.
Oh no, guys.
By the way, beside durian, what fruit do you dislike the most?
Oh,
So what is your favorite fruit, honey? Or dislike?
dislike.
Dislike.
Dislike. What you don't like fruit that
Besides
you
durian.
don't like beside durian.
Yeah.
your voice is missing, Miss Danielle.
Yes, I think you're finally my connection went so Risky asked us about the fruit. Was it we like or dislike the most?
Dislike.
Dislike.
Dislike. Okay.
Oh,
So the opposite of your favorite fruit, babe.
okay. Right off the top of my head, I don't think I have any fruits that I don't like.
Wait, you like papaya?
Oh yes. Oh yes.
Wait,
Yeah.
really?
We had it freeze-dried here. I do like that.
We also have papaya chewables, like tablets. So when your tummy doesn't feel good, you take the papaya
Yeah.
tablets.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, that's my
Or
least
these
favorite
ones.
fruit. Like papaya is my least favorite fruit.
It is kind of
Yeah,
weird
yeah.
as a fruit because I made a chicken and papaya dish one time and it was different.
For me, papaya is kind of like Tums is for everybody else.
Yeah. For me, I would say maybe apricots. Or grapefruit.
Oh yeah, I'll
I
second that.
don't have fond memories of grapefruit. I don't know if you guys have grapefruit, but it's like a giant sour orange. So sometimes people eat them for breakfast, like cut them in half because it's like the size of a bowl almost. And then they sprinkle sugar on it, which defeats the purpose of eating a fruit. Not my favorite.
yeah.
Not my favorite. So yeah.
I'll second her on that one real quick and say I totally forgot. Yes, grapefruit, no way.
Mhm.
That's a no thank you. Not even sugar because just don't even try it.
So
But for
Have
you
you
guys,
ever-
it's kind of like me
Have
doing
you ever
durian.
have you ever tried rambutan before?
I'm
Rambutan?
gonna say no. Is that a fruit?
Yes, is that a fruit? The shape is like
Hairy fruit.
yes, hairy fruit.
No.
I would say I'm not gonna
Google it. You can
dismiss
search
it
it in
yet. I
Google.
gotta see what it is here.
But
The
I
taste
think
is so
rambutan has a similar texture to lychee.
Oh, look
Yes.
at that.
Oh.
Look at that.
It looks
It's
like
it's basically lychee but hairier. Is that even a
Yes,
word?
yeah. I agree.
Lychee has no hair.
Wait,
Lychee has no hair.
well,
We have
it
a
has
jar
a bit
of
of spike to it, but it's not it's not hairy, but there's spike to it, like a bit of spike.
Okay.
Yeah, no, that's it looks kind of
I
interesting.
was gonna say
there.
no, I have not had that, and
I think the most exotic that we've had since being together is the dragon fruit.
Mm.
And now the durian. There is a jar of lychee in the pantry that I bought, but I've never tried. Yeah. So what about now do you guys have a fruit that you either really love or really dislike?
strong feelings towards.
Yes.
Durian, of course.
Yes.
Yes.
Hate durian.
I also hate durian. It smells so bad.
I just see a comment that came up. I don't eat fruits at all.
I know.
I like
How come?
But my brother just keep eating durian.
Durian is good.
And it
I like all fruit.
oh you like durian.
Dude, this is why you guys weren't super persuasive. I will congratulate you though, like
Okay.
for being as persuasive as you were. No, my audience, I did not.
That's we tried, but didn't do so well.
Yeah.
Um,
Wow.
The fruit that I like the least is, well, papaya. But I haven't tried durian yet, so I can't say whether papaya is worse or durian. But yeah, I don't like papaya at all.
Yes, because papaya has a worst smell juga sih kayak.
Well,
It smells so bad. It has
true.
similar
Yeah,
smell like
sometimes that
durian.
is true. Sometimes papaya smell very bad.
That is interesting.
And when it comes to eating papaya, the smell will just float in your mouth.
You can smell what you eat like through your mouth. I don't know
Yeah.
how to say it, but yeah, the smell lingers in my nose.
So how about next meeting? We will persuade Gary to eat durian.
No, no, no.
Real durian.
No.
Real durian, all right? Just tell me your what is it? Your address, then I will send you one. The next meeting.
Hold on, let me think of an excuse.
I haven't tried it, right? I have tried it. That's why I can say that I don't like it. But I have tried it.
It's very good,
You cannot
Gary.
say anything because you haven't tried it.
Come on, Gary.
Wait, hold on, let me think of an excuse. Oh, COVID. I can't eat fruit because of COVID. I don't know.
COVID is the perfect time to try it because if you lose your taste buds, you can be like, I tried it, don't like it, and you don't even taste it.
Yeah, that is true.
I don't know.
So let's vote. Who say yes, Gary should try durian?
I vote no.
Yes.
100% yes.
No.
So everyone say
Come on,
yes.
Gary.
They vote.
You can do
Okay, Gary. Just tell me your address and then I will send you one. Or I can transfer the money for you to buy the durian. Okay.
I'm moving in
Just
like a
tell me
week,
your
so I
account
can't
number.
do that.
I'm just hearing sad excuses.
I'm desperate, okay? I don't know.
We can tell.
Okay, so next meeting we'll still talking about durian, okay, Gary?
Actually, I have an appointment next week. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no.
And tonight you will not be able to go to bed.
Oh yeah, I forgot it's bedtime.
You will have nightmare.
Like tons of durians coming to your face.
durian is everywhere in your head.
Wait. This is all a joke, right?
No,
haha,
no.
funny.
We are serious.
No,
Come on,
it's
guys.
not.
Let's say we are serious.
Yeah. Oh.
I just heard a yes. There we go. Done.
No.
Don't be shy.
I never
Be
said
shy.
yes in my life. Ever, never. I never did it. I never did that. Yeah.
Using always and never. That's not very persuasive.
Oh no. Actually, I have a disease that whenever I eat durian, I can't live anymore. So yeah, I can't do that.
Do you have a
impossible
doctor's
for me.
note?
I don't, but I can make one up.
This is extra credit for if you want to pass the club.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you do not do that, then you will not get the certificate.
Oh no. Oh no.
Is there really a certificate?
Gary failed. Gary failed because he didn't eat
Gary
durian.
out.
Out.
Just suddenly gets kicked out of the club.
Gary out of the club.
Yes.
I could imagine reading that one in the Daily Times the next
Gary will say it's fake news.
Okay, we'll discuss that later in the group, yeah, Gary, yeah. Then just tell me your address or your account number. And
Yeah, no.
I will send you one.
You're great.
You okay, Gary?
No.
No, of course I'm not okay. What do you mean? No.
Okay, so is there anything else that you want to say, guys, before we end the meeting today?
Any questions?
I have no question.
Yes. If you have any requests or things that you want to
My
discuss, then
request is Gary is eat durian.
Yeah, no. Yeah, no. Oh,
Yes, it.
I actually do have a question, like a serious one.
Okay.
Like from the examples of the gerund earlier.
Oh gosh,
Well,
the whole thing.
So this is serious then, isn't it?
Yeah. Would considered going be two verbs, or would it be like considered one verb and one gerund?
I think it's verb and gerund. I think that's why I had that example there, but I forgot to write down the answer. So I want to look that up before I tell you for sure, but I think I used two goings because one was supposed to be a verb and one was supposed to be a gerund, and then by this morning I got confused. So consider going should be verb and then gerund, but let me look that up for a fact and message you on WhatsApp or message the group or whatever, because I don't want to tell you wrong. Yeah, but I think it's the gerund example.
All right.
Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That was very awkward. That thank you was very awkward. I'm sorry.
Oh no, you're fine.
fine.
I feel very awkward just from my examples this morning. I'm like, we can just edit that out of the YouTube video.
True.
We'll be happy. Yeah.
True. That's true.
Right. But see, when you all do your speeches, you can have some practice runs and put out your best video. So
Yes, that's true.
yes. So
Actually, do you have any tips on how to speak better?
practice, and I can go over some tips next meeting because we are meeting the 27th. So that'll be before. But I would recommend practicing. You would like to and to practice enunciating, practice opening your mouth when you speak. I think most of you do well, but sometimes people have a tendency to mumble or not try. There was a story about a pastor who way back in the day, like 1700s, whatever, no microphone, he would go to the seashore, and of course you have the waves crashing, so you can't hear already, and he would fill his mouth with rocks, because then it's harder to speak because our mouth is full of rocks, and then he would speak over the waves. So I'm not saying to go to the seashore and fill your mouth with rocks, but to make sure, and I need to, sometimes I'm kind of guilty of this too. I get excited and I just start talking and I feel bad because then I'm like, oh wait, English is not your first language, so you might not hear everything I'm saying. But to practice, I'm like, sometimes it's okay to practice if you need to stand in front of a mirror and like practice your eye contact and your speaking and your pacing. Like, I mean, not like physically pacing, but your pace of your speech. Or I always just, like, back when I was first teaching, I would practice, like, I wouldn't stand in front of the mirror, but I would pretend I was in a classroom full of my students and practice speaking that way, just to get it. I mean, because it's the only thing, and it's okay to be alone in your room, talking to yourself. You're not crazy, right? You're just practicing.
Oh, I got one.
Or you could, I will give you 30 seconds.
Thank you.
You have a phone now, right? We didn't have this. Well, we kind of had the technology, but now you really have it. You could videotape yourself speaking, then watch yourself, as uncomfortable as it is, and then you can kind of critique yourself and see what you need to work on as well. Those are my tips. Apparently you have a tip.
Yes, I do. Just for practicing public speaking, I'm trying not to use the word oratory. It means the same thing. It's just a bigger term from yesteryear.
Yes.
Basically read the dictionary and put emphasis into it. It's boring, but it works. Done it. Or use like a world's best-selling book and try and put emphasis and feeling into that. It would probably be easier if you did like a storybook or a play. But those are just my tips. The mirror works, but for me, it would give me more stage fright than anything, rather than practicing in front of a friend or somebody that knows you and loves you the best. So those are my quick ones.
Also, write your speech out.
Oh yeah.
Write your speech out and then practice.
Yes.
Yeah. And I can do a PowerPoint. We can talk about some ways to organize our speeches and how to practice them in the next lesson as well. Because that is a good one to prepare for. Sorry.
Okay, thank you for your tips.
Yes, thank you. They help.
Anything else?
I am Mimi. I have question, but this question for Mr. Danielle.
Mr. Danielle.
Michael.
Okay.
Oh,
How to grow a bird like that? This
Beard.
I like your bird.
Beard.
Thank you.
A beard. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Beard.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Use wakdoyok.
How to grow? Yeah.
You have to have.
You have serum or something?
Tips in growing your beard.
Your beard.
Yeah, beard. Not beard. Yeah, sorry. sorry. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's okay. I'm sorry for liking you.
I was gonna say, can somebody else clarify the question? I'm not.
How do you grow your beard, honey?
Oh.
Mind you, he's only 19, so there's still some hope.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's good.
Okay. I'm trying to put this contextually for everybody. Well, what you're going to do when you get to that point in life is you're going to have beard conditioner, beard shampoo, and if you get really fancy, there is like a daily conditioner that shines your beard.
Is it the wax?
Yeah, thank you. It's beard wax.
Okay.
And then
It's a
other
beard brush.
yes, brush. You got to brush the oil out or into your beard. I'm not sure. But
And then if you don't have the genetics to grow hair, you're kind of out of luck.
yeah, just
So-
don't. Just don't. I've seen people in my time in high school where they think they have the genetics for it. They just don't.
But it's cool. I like.
Do you use some sort of a beard oil, or is it all natural? Your beard, I mean.
Oh, is it natural or do I use oil? Both.
Oh,
I mean, this is his real hair.
This is it. I mean, I can pull my beard. It's not going anywhere. It's not a toupee, so to speak.
I know.
I mean,
Oil
I
just
know.
gives it smell. I don't know what the purpose is.
The oil
But
gives
like
it doesn't. It helps it not to itch during the day,
oh,
especially if you have sensitive skin and just when you sweat a lot.
there's something called wak doyok here that enhances your beard growth. So I was wondering whether you use that kind of stuff, or is it like just from your natural growth?
I just grow naturally. No, I don't use anything to speed up the growth process.
All right.
Okay.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. I will remember that conditioner.
And if you don't like it, you can always start over.
Okay.
Part.
This is true.
I did see a question come across my screen. Does it itch?
Yeah.
Yes, it does. Today's going to be one of those days where if I'm working outside or in I call it a hot box, which is a warehouse, no air conditioning of any kind. Yes, it's going to itch very badly today. Today's going to be one of those days I wish I did not have it, but every other day I'm fine with it.
It's only a high of 95 today in Fahrenheit. I don't know what that translates to Celsius, but I think you guys have it much hotter. So
Probably with a lot more humidity too.
yeah. But all right. Oh. It's difficult when you wear a face mask with big beard.
Yes, absolutely.
Uh-huh.
Absolutely, because the face mask will put my mustache straight into my lips. Sometimes I might just, as we say, eat it, because it's nasty, and it'll become matted against my can I say throat?
Yes, anything
Yes.
for your throat, yeah.
Yeah. And no, I don't like face masks of any kind.
So yeah. All right.
I got
Maybe
another
you
one
should
here.
check if the durian you ate. If you check your beard for durian.
Yeah.
So
Nope.
from durian to bird, and then go back again to durian.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. So I think because it is already 9:50.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. We can end this meeting, and then we will see you again on the 27th, if I'm not mistaken, right? In the 27th, and then we will wait. We will wait for Gary to taste the durian. And then we have another discussion. Thank you very much, Danielle, and then your husband. I don't know the name, Michael. Michael. Okay, and thank you, Michael, for joining this meeting today. And then it was very fun. we have a nice discussion, okay, about durian and then also about beard. Okay. Okay, and then thank you for all of you who has joined the meeting today. Hopefully that next meeting you can join again, and then we will discuss a bit about the next what is it, competition, that is public speaking. And hopefully we will already have finished with the what is it, the scoring of the essay, and then we will give you the announcement there. Okay, I think that's all. Good night, everyone. Good morning for Danielle and Michael there. Good morning. Okay, and then bye-bye. See you again next time. Bye.
See you,
Bye,
everyone.
Owen. Bye, Gary. Bye,
Bye.
Rizky. Bye, April. Bye,
See you,
Olivia.
everyone.
Sunny, Dinda. See you again.
See you again.